Hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to our channel. It's me, Miley.
And I'm Eric.
And today we are here to talk to you about a very controversial topic, but a topic we get asked about constantly, which is when are we having kids? Short answer, we do have kids.
In about 9 months.
No. Oh my God. Can you imagine? That would be insane. No, the answer is we do have children. Their names are Pippa and Kylo and Ezzy.
Our fur babies.
Our little children. We call them our children. We treat them like children. And I'm shocked at how well behaved. Look at this girl. Look at this girl. Move your arms so people can see her. She is just not having it today. She is sleeping. She is like, I'm over you, Mom. Pippa's like, I'm excited.
So yeah, we have our
These
pets.
are our babies.
Yep.
Okay, stop looking at me. But yeah, it's an age-old question, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean every married couple has to deal with, I think the second you get engaged, it's
People asking, when are you gonna have
when
kids?
are you gonna have kids?
How many kids do you want? What are you gonna name your kids? Like all the questions about kids, which number one, can I just say right now, I don't approve of that. Like, you don't know what someone's situation is.
Yeah.
Like, thankfully for us, we are not in a situation where like we're trying to get pregnant.
That's a harmful question.
Right, it's not a harmful question to us, but there are so many people who maybe desperately want to have kids but aren't in a financial place where they feel like they responsibly can, or have tried for years and, can't have kids, or have gone through multiple, foster situations where they've tried to adopt, or, whatever it may be. You don't know what someone's struggling with. You don't know what kind of weight that question carries. So let's just stop asking that question and let people mind their own dang business. All right, we lost 2. Got 1 left. She's sticking through. Oh, you are so sweet. Look at this baby. See, I don't need a child. Look at her. She's so cute.
So yeah,
You're so cute.
like we were saying, it's not a harmful question for us.
No.
And I feel like we are fortunate in that we have some people that like playfully rib us about it.
Yeah.
But there's nobody that's like legitimately pressuring us.
I think my mom fields a lot of the questions for us. Like, people ask my mom that question all the time.
Thanks, Shelly. So yeah, we do get the question occasionally though. And I mean, our answer is the same but a little different every time, in that we're just not worried about it, basically.
Yeah, so our short answer is we don't know. We don't know if we're having kids. We don't know when we'll have kids. If we do, we're just living our life and seeing what happens.
Enjoying being married.
Yeah, like Eric and I actually really like each other.
Yeah.
And like spending time with each other and being around each other. And I feel like if we ended up not having kids ever, we would be perfectly content with our life and our marriage and who we are.
Yeah, and we're also both very like independent people and like doing our own thing and having our own time.
Yes.
And once you bring kids into the equation,
That kind of goes away.
a lot of that, especially early on for the first few years, just isn't an option really. So
I thought that today we would just talk through some of the reasons we don't want to have kids, some of the reasons we do want to have kids, like what makes us kind of lean in the other direction, and then maybe some potential avenues for having children that we've talked about, like fostering or adoption or whatever it may be. So let's start first with some reasons we do want to have kids.
okay.
So I think for me, one reason would be it would make my family so freaking happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my dad, I think, would crumble to the ground and just cry.
Yeah.
If I ever told him that he was going to be a grandpa, that I was pregnant. Like, he would flip the crap out. He's probably the one person that teases us the most about it. And it's not even teasing. It's just, it comes from such a true place of just like wanting a grandchild so freaking badly that he's just like, come on, will you tell the Starbucks story?
So back when I worked at Starbucks, it was right after we got married. It was like 5:30 in the morning, 6 a.m. And I was on the drive-thru and somebody pulled up and I said, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get started for you today? And the voice on the other end responded, a grandchild. And then I realized it was my father-in-law. And man, that headset goes to everybody in the store. So they were all just like, what?
My gosh.
So
that's amazing.
yeah. And then also at a banquet for your work a few years ago, I forget the context, the executive director of the nonprofit was up there speaking and mentioned making a better city for his kids or one day grandkids. And I don't know why, but I was just scanning the room. I locked eyes with your dad, and he just goes
really
very
loud.
loudly
Really
in the
loud.
middle of the speech. So
Yeah,
I've gotten my licks from your dad about.
Yeah. I think my whole family would just, my brother too. My brother
Yeah.
wants me to have a baby so bad. And that is literally my number one on the list for why I would do it. And not just like do it for them, but I would do it because I would know that we had so much stinking support behind us, and we would have so much help, and we're very lucky in that way. And so that makes me feel way less stressed about potentially having a kid, is that I know the support system that we would have, not just with my family, but with yours too.
Yeah.
Your brother's about to have a baby. We're going to have our very first niece, and we're so excited. So your parents get a grandkid on their side, but my parents haven't had one yet. So
Yeah. And I've talked to my parents about it. My mom just was extremely supportive and was just like, whenever you guys are ready, if you guys ever are ready, that's totally fine. We will love to have a grandkid, but no pressure on our side. So I was like, thanks, Mom.
cool. Can you talk to Matt? Can you have that rub off on him? Another big reason that I'd like to have kids is because Eric is 8.5 years older than me. And if you die, I need someone to take care of me, because you're going to die first for sure.
We'll see.
Unless I get hit by a bus or something, like, there's almost 10 years between us, man. Like, you're probably going to kick the bucket.
We'll see.
I need some kids that are going to take care of me. But also, my sister's 11 years younger than me.
So she'll
take care of me. Tatum will take care of me, right?
Right, Tatum?
Another reason that I really want to have kids, I feel like all these reasons are coming from me. You can talk about...
I mean, you did prepare the outline. You didn't give me a
That's
heads
true.
up to come up with reasons why I want kids.
So, 2 reasons that are kind of silly are I'm obsessed with baby names, and I love the idea of naming something and giving someone a name. Like, that's just precious. And I freaking love baby clothes. I will spend so much money on baby clothes.
That's a reason to not
when we have a baby. I just think, like, there's a curiosity about it too, like seeing what our baby would be like, what they would look like, what their personality would be. It actually honestly might be kind of scary, and a reason not to have kids is because you were a freaking hellion as a child.
Yeah.
I was a hellion. I was a brat with a capital B, okay? I was a little know-it-all.
Each of us as children combined into one human.
It could be so bad, you guys.
We
like,
might get
so
divorced.
Bad. Yeah.
Like, we might get divorced. That child might pit us against each other.
Oh my gosh. So there are some reasons for wanting to have kids. And I think if I had to say, like, right now, either or, are you not going to have kids or are you going to have kids down the line? I think I would say, yes, we probably will eventually have kids.
Someday, maybe.
I don't know. Who knows? As soon as I commit to it, I'm like, oh God, don't commit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some reasons why we are really hesitant to have kids now.
Okay.
What would you say, just off the top of your head?
Well, we kind of alluded to it in your baby clothes entry. Kids are expensive.
Yeah, kids are so expensive.
And just, I mean, like, not to get into, like, our financial state, but, like, I don't know. Like, I want to be able to just not have to stress about the financial situation when bringing a kid in.
Yeah, I feel like we're in a really good place with our finances, and I don't want to not be in a good place with our finances.
Yeah.
You know, like, I want to be able to, like, buy something if I want to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I think that fits into the larger overarching reason of, like, it just completely upends everything.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy with the life that we have.
Yeah.
And, like, Aziz Ansari in his stand-up talked about, like, his married friends who have kids. It's like you build this perfect life and then you introduce something that's literally going to poop all over it.
Yeah, but the trade-off is good too. Oh. It's adorable and precious and wonderful. But another thing that it really scares me about having kids is the amount of sleep, the amount of time. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like nothing will be mine anymore. Like, and I know probably you people with kids are out there watching this video and being like, it doesn't matter. Your whole mindset changes and whatnot. But, like, that's a hard thing to comprehend.
I don't want my mindset to change.
And yeah, I like my life. Like, I like my selfish life of doing whatever the heck I want, you know? Another, I think, biggest reason for me, like, I can see the argument to get over all that stuff.
Yeah.
And just change your priorities and be ready for something new and something bigger and something greater in life and more important. But the thing that is my number one reason for being really scared about it is just the state of the world. The idea of bringing something into this world terrifies me.
Yeah.
Because who knows if this world is going to be, life as we know it in 100 years or whatever. Like carrying on our line and being responsible for really crazy hardships or changes that could happen to generations after us, that freaks me out. I know that's like really existential,
but
it does freak me out.
I think that's a real thing in that like our parents and their parents and so on and so forth always could like hold on to this idea that the world that they were going to be leaving behind for their kids was going to be better than the world that they grew up in.
Right.
And
I feel like we've hit the peak.
We don't really
we're
have
at
that anymore.
Top.
Like
I feel like we're going down.
I don't have total faith that the world that a kid that we have next year, by the time they're going into college,
right?
I don't know what that world's going to be like, and
it's scary.
So why would you put that on someone? Because they don't choose to be born. Who chooses to be born?
Another thing that really stresses me out about the thought of having kids is just the total unknown. Everyone knows I have OCD, and the unknown is just like the unknown. It's the most stressful thing to me. I like to have everything figured out, everything under control. And when you have a baby, not only are you terrified of your health for the 9 months that you're carrying the baby, you want the baby to be okay, you want you to be okay, you go through the birth, but then like you have that child's whole life where you don't know how that child, you don't know what mental illnesses they're gonna struggle with, or what bad things they are gonna face at school with bullies, or you don't know if they're gonna grow up to be like totally psychotic and kill people because they have no empathy. Like I could raise a serial killer, That's terrifying.
It's true.
Like that's real.
You could. I couldn't, but you
could. That was a good one. Oh my gosh. Okay, your dad's crazy.
But we have had some conversations, in spite of all that, of if we ultimately decide that we want to. Obviously, the obvious answer is biological birth, like that method of.
But also, can we take a pause for a second? Imagine me pregnant. Imagine me going through birth. I just don't. It's not that I'm not strong enough. It's not that I couldn't do it or that I don't have like.
You'd
the
be
will.
so mean.
I would be a horrible human
so
to be
mean.
around. Like, I think there are just some people who shouldn't be pregnant. I might be one of those people. Like, it would be bad. Like, it would be bad.
Yeah. I wouldn't get sleep because you just wake up and be like, hey, I want a McChicken. Go get it. It's like, you've never had a McChicken before? I know, but I want one. Go. It's like,
oh my gosh. See, and I was thinking, like, during the birth, just like screaming obscenities at the nurses and like treating people
and
like
at
crap.
me, and at everybody, and at the baby.
Yeah, probably.
But so we have talked about, outside of biological birth, other options being obviously adoption.
Yeah, and I think that it's something that we never really considered. Number one, because we haven't really considered having kids naturally.
Yeah.
But we have some friends that adopted a daughter.
Yeah.
And watching them go through that whole process and seeing their amazing little family now, I feel like it really flipped a switch in us and kind of changed our mindset. I remember going to hang out with them where they live, and it was while they were filling out all the paperwork and going through the process, and just sitting down and talking to them about all the stuff you had to do.
Yeah.
And it just opened my eyes to the whole process. I think it was them explaining to us about, helping a child that's already in this world have a better life. Like, that just really clicked in my brain, where I feel really bad about bringing something into the world with my fears about the state of the world.
But there are some kids that
there are so many kids here that are on the earth and that could have such a better life.
Yeah.
And that makes me more open to the idea of having kids in general.
Yeah.
So we'd never really considered adoption. We'd never considered fostering.
But we've talked about it.
But we have talked about it. And we have some friends that have opened our eyes. Oh my gosh. Next video, we're adopting! Just kidding. No. But that is an avenue that we would be interested in exploring, like I said, if we happen to
decide
to have kids. So I don't know. This is a very casual kind of sit down chat, watch our dogs lay all over us video. But I just thought it would be interesting to talk about why we maybe want to have kids, why we maybe don't want to have kids, where we're at with everything on it, what are some of the options we would explore if we do have kids. Like, it's just such a scary topic. It's such a weighty topic and an important topic that we just, like, the last thing we want to do is take it lightly.
Yeah, and I think we're happy for now. Neither of us feel like there's something missing from our lives that we're longing to start a family. So if that itch ever comes, then we might scratch it. And if not, then we will continue being content and happy in our lives.
So I think that's it.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say on it?
Not that I can think of.
If you're a parent of a child and you have some advice for us that is not pressure or telling us that we would be so much better off having kids, but like legit good advice, maybe offering a different perspective on some of our reasons why we don't want to have kids to help open our eyes a little bit. We don't have kids. We don't know what the heck we're doing. We don't know if our thoughts or fears or concerns are valid even. So in a very nice and open conversation type way, please let us know down below what advice you have for us in our adventure of maybe having kids, maybe not having kids. So, long story short, are we going to have kids? We don't know. That wasn't even planned.
There was the thumbnail right there.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yep. If you like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. That helps a lot. And don't forget to
smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!